guys, my name is Tyler Grace, and you guessed it, today we're talking about tapping. The first thing you want to look at when you're tapping is how you're hitting the string. So tapping is basically using your right hand to play a note on the neck. Typically you just use your left hand, and it works pretty much the same way as a hammer-on and pull-off. You just hit the note, and it's kind of like a pull-off. You have to pluck the note when you pull it off, and you can do it quick. So it's kind of like a swinging, like a little angle note, not just straight on and off. Like you get weak pull-offs when you do that, so you got to get like a swift like flick of the note. So we're going to do some exercises to help you with tapping. Just remember, it's like a hammer-on. It's like a flick of the note. You're plucking it when you pull it off. So what you want to do, the first exercise we're going to do is a very simple exercise so we can see how similar it is to hammer-ons and pull-offs. So we're going to start on the 7th fret of the G string with our ring finger. We're going to hammer onto that and pull off to the 5th string. And if you don't know how to do a pull off, it's like tapping, you just pluck the note with your finger. Then after that, we're going to tap the 7th fret and pull off to the 5th fret, with where your 5th fret will be on the index finger. So it's going to sound like this. And that's how simple tapping is. But there's a lot of cool things you can do with it because it allows you to go all over the fretboard with 2 hands. The next exercise we're going to do starts on the 12th fret of the E string. You're going to tap that note. You're going to pull off to the 5th fret of the E string and then hammer on to the 8th fret, like this. So what I did is I tapped it and pulled off. As I plucked the note, and then I hammered on to the 8th fret. The rhythm we're going to do is and it's a triplet rhythm, so it's triplet, 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 triplet. After the first measure, you're going to take your index finger to the 13th fret, like this, and keep the other 2 the same. That whole thing sounds like this. And that's a simple tapping rhythm you can start.
Roxy Music is an independent music store in LaPorte, Indiana, and it's been here since 1939. I'd like to take this time to show you some of the stuff that we have in the store. We got LTD guitars. We got PRS guitars. Ibanez. You're putting on a show, we're here to help. Pro audio, we got PV, PreSonus, Shure microphones. What else do you need? You want an acoustic guitar? We got you. We got Martin, we got Takamine, we got Ibanez, Casio, and Yamaha keyboards. We even got drums. Got Roxy swag, a full array of pedals and effects. Are you a bass player? Come and play some of our basses. We have Ibanez, Lakeland, and of course Fender. Speaking of Fender, we have Stratocasters, we have Telecasters, we have offset bodies, we even have Squier. So come on down to Roxy Music in LaPorte, Indiana, or check us out at roxymusic.com.
So after you master single finger tapping like we did before with these 2 exercises, there's a really cool thing called 2-finger tapping. I did it earlier in the Midnight, which will by Joe Satriani demo I showed at the beginning, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But first, we're going to learn this one, which is really simple. So you're going to hammer on the 7th fret of the D string with your index finger, and then you're going to tap the 12th fret with your middle finger of the B string. And then after that, you're going to hammer on to the 9th fret of the G string, and then tap the 12th fret of the G string with your index finger. You could do it with one finger, but our goal with this exercise is to practice with 2 fingers so you get used to switching back and forth. Once you get that, and you really feel like accelerating it, the song I did at the beginning is called Midnight, and it's by Joe Satriani. It has a really interesting tapping riff that we can look at here. So, I love this song. It's very musical, even though the rhythms pretty much stays the same, but it really accentuates the ability of tapping and what it can do sonically. We're gonna hammer on to the 7th fret of the low E string, and then with your index finger, and then with your ring finger, you're gonna hammer on to the 9th fret of the A string. Then you're gonna tap the 12th fret of the B string, and then the 12th fret of the D string. This is what it sounds like. You do that 4 times. After that, you slide up to the 10th fret of the A string, and then tap the 11th fret of the D string, or hammer on the 11th fret of the D string. Then you tap the 14th fret of the B string, and then the 14th fret of the D string, like this. You do that first measure again. Do the second one. After the second time, there's this really cool thing he does where on the 3rd time he keeps the left hand the same, so you hammer on the 10th fret and then the 11th fret, and then you tap the 14th fret of the E string and then the 14th fret of the G string, and do that again. Together, that whole section sounds like this. It's a really cool part. After that, you go back to the first measure again. You do that 4 times. And then you go down to the 7th fret of the A string, and then the 9th fret of the D string, and then tap the 12th fret of the E string, and then the 12th fret of the G string. And then the last 2 measures, you slide up to the 9th fret of the A string, and then you switch fingers to your middle finger on the 9th fret of the G string still. Actually, instead of the 9th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the G string, you hammer on that, and then you tap the 12th fret of the B string, and then 12th fret of the D string. And for the last measure, you keep the left hand the same, and then you move to the 11th fret of the tapping. So it's... And then you do that 3 times and you land on the 9th fret of the A string. If you have any questions about tapping, we'd love to hear them. This has been Tyler. Please like and subscribe.